How are we there, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, joined by Ben, as always. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate. I'm now officially double vax, so I'll be able to attend some football games, hopefully, in the coming months.
Oh, he's got his full 5G range and so forth. He's raring to go.
The 5G is real. Not feeling the greatest still, but we'll get over it.
Absolutely. Welcome to everyone who's obviously jumped in the chat so far. I think we've got about, what have we got in here at the moment? There's about 12, 13 of you at the moment, so welcome. Mostly all Jets fans, I take it. So, before we get started, obviously, big shout out to Gabriel Mar, Optometrist, our major sponsor of the show down there at Jasmine. Be sure to go see those guys for all your eye care needs, whether it be sunglasses, prescription, kids, or, as I said, just that yearly checkup is a good thing to go and get done at least once a year. So big shout out to those guys, and we do thank them for our blue light glasses that we've got on, which our special guest may know a little bit about, considering his brother's all in the whole gaming system. But he's the professional footballer of the family, so we are very lucky to be joined by Jordan O'Doherty. Came to us obviously halfway through last year in the whole debacle with the swap of footballers of who was he again, Ben? One of your mates, wasn't he? He was your star.
Oh, that Steven Ugarkovic bloke.
Yeah, one of your mates, wasn't he? You know, that the bloke,
Mr. Underrated.
Mr. Underrated, yeah, he was so underrated. Obviously in that trade deal there and so forth. So we've got him on tonight. We'll obviously talk to him a little bit about obviously the season last year and obviously what he's been up to prepping for this year, and obviously a little bit about his career as of such. I think it's about just over 60 games long in the A-League, so he's not a new. I wouldn't say he's new to the whole scene, but obviously he's still young and still plenty of games to get under his belt before his career's over. So, Jordan, mate, muchly appreciated, buddy. Thank you very much for jumping on.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to chatting.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. As I said, we're happy to have you on, and as I said, the Jets fans are pretty keen to get you on and obviously see what you've been up to in the off-season / obviously COVID period and pre-season and everything that's been going on, mate. We may as well start with obviously a simple one. How's COVID life been for you, mate? You know what I mean? What have you been up to pre-season and stuff like that? What'd you get up to? Were you able to do much? Did you go home?
Obviously, wasn't able to head back home to Adelaide, where I'm originally from, which is disappointing not to be able to see all the family and friends and stuff back in Adelaide. But kind of gotten used to that life at the moment and being disappointed with borders being closed and things like that. So just was just in Sydney for the whole off season. My partner was still working there in Sydney before we made the move up here just before we started pre-season. So the COVID in the off season sort of put a halt to any little holidays or getaways or seeing family, but that was about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you came to us halfway through last season. You got about 5 games in with us before the end of the season. We won't go into too much detail, but how did that sort of come about? Was it sort of out of the blue, or were you looking for a possible move away for more game time, or what happened there?
Yeah, I suppose obviously it was always sort of in the works with Stevie already being signed to the Wanderers for this season coming now, and I guess it just happened sooner rather than later. When the opportunity came up, I obviously jumped at it because I hadn't played many games with the Wanderers, and I was just looking for a bit more game time, and I was really keen to get across and play the last bit of the season, and it wasn't supposed to happen that soon, but obviously opportunity arose, and I just we made it happen, and I was glad that I could help out the last few games, and it was actually all right at the back end of last season, and now obviously looking towards this season, I'm happy to be a Newcastle player, so it's very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, as I was saying before, you've just ticked over the 60 mark. Obviously, of games in the A-League over between Adelaide, obviously Western Sydney, and now the Jets. Obviously, you were born in Spain.
Yes, I was. Yes, I'm a foreigner. I'm exotic.
Yeah, absolutely. So born in Spain, obviously, you come out here at a young age. what was your junior football like? You know, would you always play from a young age, or were you a late bloomer?
Yeah, I've always played since probably as soon as I could. When we moved over to Australia, I was about 4.5, I think, at the time, and just got into whatever team I could get into at that stage. Didn't know much about anything that sort of goes on in junior football and whatever. So just got playing straight away, and just played through from 4 till when I signed my first senior contract. So. Football is in the family, to be honest. My dad played when he was younger. He says that he was a pretty good footballer, but I suppose all dads will say that. He does tell a story about a time he had a trial with Chelsea, but wasn't able to due to his dad, being pretty strict on school and other things like that. So, he says that he's pretty good. Hopefully he's not lying, but, maybe... Hopefully the talent came from somewhere.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Freaking I got 2 daughters, a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old, and I'm telling my 5-year-old that I was pretty good.
Yeah, 100%.
I make no mistakes in telling my kids that your dad was a bang average footballer.
Well, they can probably see it if you're having a kickabout in the backyard. You can't really start telling them you're playing for Barcelona. If you're kicking the ball over the fence.
Well, nowadays it's more. I've gone down the track of your brother. It's more on controller now than what it is with my real feet.
Yeah. It's easier that way.
Absolutely.
Much easier.
Absolutely. So, guys, obviously over the course of the duration we've got him on for, be sure if you've got any questions, whack him in the chat. Ben and I'll try and get to them as quick as possible. And obviously, as long as they're relevant, we don't want to sit here and talk, as Ben was saying. Obviously, he might have the outdoor football genes, but obviously his brother's pretty handy with a controller in his hands. So we don't want to sort of sit here and wind him up. And obviously, how shit his FIFA ratings are, and if his brother uses him in obviously his ultimate teams and all that sort of stuff. Which
yeah, I force him to use me in the ultimate teams. It's the least he can do.
Yeah.
or the 85, 90 ratings, but
Messi's I'm on the bench, obviously, but
just a fringe rotation at a
bang
average. As part of the E-League rules, they have to.
Exactly, they're right. Yeah,
they have to.
Yeah, at a bang average 62 as well, I believe. It's a bit low.
That's not bang average. That's good for the A-League.
Yeah, I'll take it. They've given me 74 pace, I saw, which I'm pretty happy about. But yeah, could be better. I'd rather a gold card, but I don't think that's gonna happen right now.
Round 1 team of the week.
Yeah, and you get an.
I might be able to make something happen. I got friends in high places.
Oh well, yeah, make it happen, mate.
I'll speak to DK.
Get onto it. Obviously, the one thing I want to talk about, obviously, beyond the Jet, obviously, we want to talk about the Jets and obviously how things have been going, obviously, for pre-season and stuff like that. But the one that I'm sure, obviously, I know they've got a couple of coaches in here and so forth, that obviously are coaching at decent levels and stuff like that. You sustained a pretty horrific injury against Perth Glory, which pretty much ruled you out for literally 12 months. I think it was just over 12 months.
I literally played my first game on the exact 365 day mark, I think. So, it was a long one for sure.
What's that got to do? What's that got to a young bloke's confidence? You know what I mean? Obviously, you're playing pretty good football at the time, from what I've seen. Obviously, the stats and pretty regularly.
It was.
What does it do, mate?
I suppose if you ask any footballer or any athlete really in general, that's probably the worst injury that you can get.
Yep.
And the news of hearing it, I went down with a knee, and straight away they obviously did the tests and knew straight away that it was an ACL, and that's probably the worst news to hear. And you try and believe that it's not true, and you try and I even said to the doc at the time, "No, you're talking shit, mate. You're pulling my leg," sort of thing. But he goes, "No, mate, you've completely done your ACL." And I could feel as well the way he was testing it, and it was hard as well. Obviously, I'd played a lot of games that season. I think I'd played 17 games straight or something like that. Good run of games, as a young player still, and there was actually an Ollie Roos camp the next day that I was supposed to be going to as well, and obviously couldn't go to that. So it was all a pretty tough time initially, to be honest.
So obviously, well, 12 months rehab. You know, that's killer. And obviously, the boys were obviously playing pretty good football as well, yeah. So, you know, to sit on the sideline for that long and get week after week, and then you're sitting on a bike or treadmill or doing nothing, obviously, for a fair while. How long was it before you even were able to get up and start running?
Well, yeah, it's a while because I actually did a bit of meniscus in the same injury as well. That's what sort of hindered me from doing any sort of weight bearing until the 3-month mark. Usually they like to try and get your knee to 90 degrees flexion by the 3-month mark, but I had to hold back on that because I had a meniscus repair as well.
Yep.
But you know, so I had to wait until then, and I felt good, and I wanted to run. Then I started running, and then there was the other problems from running. You know, you hadn't run for 3 months, and every other part of your body starts to go, and so it was real tough. And then after obviously getting into it a bit more and running, then you sort of feel great at like the 6-month mark, but you know that you've just got to be patient because, you know, you're almost doing everything, but all you're really doing is just respecting the healing process, which that was probably the toughest time, being like so close, but still so far.
Yeah.
One of those moments where you know your body can do it, but you continue to put that much pressure on it for the sustained amount of time, you're only going to make it worse or make the recovery process longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like there's all science with it now that they say after 12 months you're a certain percentage of a chance of not doing it again, and then after 2 years you're another percentage, and then so on and so forth. So you've just got to respect it. And obviously, like I said, I was young when I did it, so I just needed to make sure that I'd done everything correctly, and that I wasn't, you know, rushing anything back because still got my whole career ahead of me. So, but it's been good now. It's been almost 2 years now since this happened, since I've been back. So it's it's been much better to be playing games again and training fully and feeling strong.
Yeah, what do they say? You know, the younger you are, the quicker you heal usually.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's obviously a lot easier when you're a bit younger, but obviously mentally still it's very tough.
Well, let's jump into the Jets and talk a little bit about last season, and then obviously continue into this one. How do you feel you went? Obviously, you weren't here for that long. 5 games, I believe. What were your first thoughts coming to the Jets?
Yeah, look, I've always actually enjoyed watching the Jets in the league because I feel like when they're doing well, they get a really good community following. And you can see sometimes when there's big games, whatever, the whole crowd gets behind them, and everyone and the whole of Newcastle gets behind them. And to be honest, even just, you know, with the new gold kit this year, it's literally what reminds me of Newcastle, to be honest, when, you know, back in the day when Nicky Carl did that big run and scored a goal, things like that, you know, that's probably what reminds you the most of the Jets. So obviously coming in last year, I was excited, but I'm more excited for this year and what this year's got to offer.
Yeah, it's for a Jets fan, it's been an interesting pre-season. Like, I'm pretty sure if you speak to any Jets fan, and you talk about this pre-season, they've got to be excited. You know what I mean? Like, it was virtually a full cut. Everyone gone that they possibly could, and, you know, brought in a whole new squad from top to bottom. That's the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know, coaches, from coaching staff to players. It's
coaching staff, players, facilities, everything.
Facility.
The kit change, the club rebrand.
Yeah, media.
Social media managers.
Yeah, look, I suppose like with anything, you know, sometimes things get well overdue for a fresh start, and I suppose that's what it is now. And obviously, as players and staff, we're welcoming it. We like the way everything's going, the way everything's looking, and honestly, everything is looking really positive. So, I suppose the main one now is to get those fans back behind us. That may have, and that's the thing though. I still feel like they've kept their support the whole way through, even though it's been tough. I just think, this will give fans an opportunity now to get back behind, the Jets that they love and with a fresh start. So I think it's really heading in a positive direction.
Yeah, well, we were speaking to Quinton the other day, and I think he was saying we're close to 4,000 members signed so far. So, guys in the chat, if you haven't signed up yet, be sure to go do so. Ben and I do, and we don't even live in the state anymore. So, no excuses.
Yeah, and not just me. The missus has renewed hers as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I know heaps of people down here that are members and so forth, but still can only get to obviously away games or if they travel on the odd occasion. So it's important. Get behind the guys this season. It's fantastic. We sit here and we talk about Steven Ugarkovic, right? He wanted to leave because he didn't want to rebuild. His words, right?
Yeah, his words.
And I'm
right here.
Yeah, right here. He said on the podcast.
On this podcast.
That he was, that was the main reason why he wanted to leave. He didn't want to be part of a new rebuild and stuff like that. And, his choice, fair enough. Good luck to him. But if this is the rebuild, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? It could have been a hell of a lot worse if from a Jets fan. You know what I mean? The players that we've brought in, obviously, are quality. It's going to be interesting. The front third still worries me a little bit. I don't know what it's been like for you at training there, mate, but when you lose a bloke like Roy O'Donovan, I don't know what he was. You spend a little bit of time with him at the back end of the season there. Just a quality bloke, and he's 1 in 2. A lot of people don't
look at his stats over his time. He was 1 in 2.
A lot of people sort of go, oh, he's old, he's past it, and stuff like that. He scored more goals last season than the whole front four. I think you and I were saying, Ben, that they've brought in their last 2 years of playing football. So it's from a fan's point of view, it's like, oh, geez, they need to score goals. You know what I mean? Like,
but at the same point as well, they are just numbers. Let's just premise that.
No, exactly right. And the leagues are completely different. It could be a harder league, obviously, where these guys have come from. But as a Jets fan, you know what I mean? Like, it's what people look at. You've only got the information at your disposal. As we've witnessed, if the Jets don't win and they're not winning well, the fans don't come. It's sad to see. It's really, really sad to see. But that's the way as a hard-nosed supporter, it's annoying. Yeah. But yourself, mate. Obviously, what's pre-season been like? We were lucky enough to have obviously a chat with obviously. I just had a massive mental blank. How wow. Michael. Hey. Michael. No, freaking Pappas. Yes. Michael, what? We were lucky to have the fans were obviously lucky enough to have a chat with Pappas last week via Zoom, which is fantastic.
Big ups to Vandy and the team for that.
Yeah, don't know many coaches that have been willing to sort of do that closed forum and so forth. And as I said, we're not going to go into too much detail, but he went into a full list of obviously formations and video footage of you guys training there at Maitland. What he's looking to get out of you boys and stuff like that. What's his presence been like since arriving at the club?
Yeah, obviously the same as what I said before in terms of, getting back that community feel. And at the end of the day, the fans, we need the fans and you guys need us. So it makes sense to, have you guys a little bit more involved and understand the culture and the process that we're building. So that you can really get behind it and then support us, through thick and thin. So it's been good to, like I said, have the fresh start, and now we're building a culture and doing all the right things towards the process, and we're going to continue doing that so that we can hopefully have some success this season.
Yeah, it's no secret you guys haven't been able to sort of play any matches. You've been playing intra club, and which is fantastic. These are all professional athletes, and the standard of training is high. But it isn't the same. You look at your Adelaide Uniteds now. You look at Melbourne City and Western United. Still have no idea how they got that training match sanctioned because it was right in the middle of the
Yeah.
Anyway, good look on.
Yeah.
It's sort of, but you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of weird. It's like, well, why can't you just have one against the coast? But anyway, a few A-League sides, Brisbane as well. Brisbane, they're raring to go. Obviously, they haven't stopped. They've been able to
After their FA Cup match the other day, yeah.
Oh, but even before that, Ben, they had 3 or 4 trial games before that.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. They're so far ahead on being able to structure and obviously play against opposition. How's it been for you guys? Is it something that you guys really need? Do you really want that time and obviously preparation to connect with obviously a lot of the new guys in there, or are you still sort of getting what you probably would anyway out of the intra-clubs?
Yeah, I think we're getting a lot out of the intra-club games, to be honest. They're obviously played at our intensity, which we're hoping is going to be the highest in the league anyway. So for us to play those games at that intensity, it's only going to better us. It's always nice to practice what you've been putting into work against other teams to see how you fare against other teams. But I think we're making all the right steps, and like I said, we are getting a lot of good things out of the intra-club game. So I still think it's been good for us, and we're still going to continue improving just with that whilst we can, and then hopefully, like I said, we can actually still get a few friendly games in before the season starts.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. Obviously, an FFA Cup match.
Even if it's against NPL opposition, which I don't. Northern's not playing now, are they?
No, they can the season, so that's all.
Yeah,
even if they call in a couple of those teams and just go, hey, if you're available.
That's the biggest thing, though.
Yeah.
Now that they've cut it, it's going to be very hard. A lot of the guys probably aren't even working, so they're probably sitting around doing absolutely nothing. So, as I said, God knows what it'll be. It could be as simple as the Jets may have to travel. You know what I mean? It may be that you might have to go to Perth, you might have to go to Queensland, like they've done those pre-season tournaments. I think it was last year or the year before, just before COVID.
Oh, that was like the Surf Coast Cup and stuff.
Yeah, on the Gold Coast or whatever, and a few of the A-League sides sort of got together, and it may be like that. And I'm sure you'll find that a lot of the other A-League clubs that are sort of sitting around doing the exact same thing you guys are probably ain't going to be opposed to that. They're like, absolutely, let's go.
Yeah, well, to be honest, even just the teams in New South Wales, there's a lot of teams based in New South Wales, so
that's right.
If everyone's if they're getting the vaccination rates up and whatever else, and they're going to start opening things up a little bit more, then I'd imagine we'd hopefully be able to play a few friendlies against some New South Wales-based teams.
Absolutely. I hear the Matildas come out to play a couple of games, a couple of friendlies before their games against Brazil, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
We know what the Jets under 17s or 16s or whatever it was under the Matildas a couple of years back.
Don't bring that up.
Absolutely smashing them. So what was I going to say? Obviously, you got a few blokes still to come in as well. That's the other thing. Pappas was saying that one of the boys is still overseas. Trying to get out here and stuff like that. He's still looking to bring in another midfielder. Ben, is that right? It was a midfielder, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was looking to bring in another midfielder, and if they could stretch the budget a little bit more, depending on the money side of things, possibly in an Australian-based striker.
Australian-based striker. So it's going to be a full squad, which is going to be fantastic. What do you guys? What's the coaching staff been like? You were just talking about intensity. Has been really, really high. You look at Pappas. You had to spend time with Ange. Spent time in Japan, Saudi Arabia. Then you've got obviously Carl Dodd. Guam international coach. Well and truly well known and knows his football, and obviously the other guys that I don't know overly too well, but obviously a few of them were in Greece, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So the coaching staff is stacked. That for me that was the biggest one. The players are great. A lot of players, a lot of new players, and that's fantastic. But to have the coaching staff is just jacked. How high has that intensity been? What's he been trying to get out of you boys?
Yeah, obviously, he's set the standards, and the other coaches that are on board are able to enforce those standards as well, and keep us honest in all the training drills. And we've got everything we've got everything that we need at training, and we've got all the staff to help. So it's good, with analysis and any extras that we want to do after training sessions and things like that. We've got everything that we need at our disposal. So for the players, it's great to have a good team of coaching staff and who are willing and able and on the right track to the same goals.
Yeah. Obviously, we've seen in that little chat that he had obviously on Zoom. From the gone blank. What's it called? The Vivo. What's that new technology they got now? Is it Vivo? The whole crap. The camera. Hey.
What is it? The huddle.
No, or whatever it is. It's like that bloody long pole or something like that he was talking about. These guys had. Like the camera.
Oh.
I can't remember what it's called.
Right, yeah.
It's like a Vivo or some crap. Some Swedish new thing or whatever it is, which...
I wouldn't have a clue.
Nah, you should be watching that shit anyway, mate. Just watch the ball in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
But, this new gazebo thingy or whatever it was that was high above the ground and stuff like that, which picked up all your movements and I think it picks up stats and everything. Yeah, Vivo. Thanks, Lucas. I was right. But yeah, so it's good to see. The new venue's been treating you well as well, mate. How's that been like training out at Maitland?
Yeah, really good actually. It's probably the best surface that you can get around Newcastle at the moment. So being able to train on that is really nice because not many teams around the league actually have training pitches as good as what we're training on at the moment. So it's really good.
Yeah, that would have been nice about 20 years ago, Maitland. Thanks for that. Making us play on the cow paddocks we used to play on back in those days. Bloody hell.
Oh yeah, we were brought up on cow paddocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
it's funny though. It's funny, obviously, like with it being a 30-minute drive, Newey lads, they think it's worlds away, but realistically, it's not. It's a 30-minute drive. I was living in Sydney for the past 3 years, and like if you drive 30 minutes, it's around the corner. So
just
Newey boys.
Just remind them that
30 minutes from here, we're in Western United's backyard.
just remember
We're less than that from their cow paddock of a stadium.
Yeah, well, it's true. just remind them that Carl Robinson travels from bloody Newcastle to bloody Western Sydney every day.
Yeah.
On the podcast we had him on, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not moving. It's great. I'll commute. I'm happy to commute. I'm like, fair enough. Carpool it with his mates.
Carpool it with Kenny.
Kenny, yeah.
There's a TV show idea there.
Yeah, exactly right. What was I going to say? Chat, have you guys got any questions for the man before we let him go? Again, mate, we do thank you for jumping on and obviously talking to us a little bit about the season. How are the new gold kits? How do they feel? Have you tried it on?
I actually haven't tried it on yet.
I was going to say, I didn't think you were part of the video photo stuff.
No, I haven't tried it on myself yet, but looking forward to trying it on. But yeah, so I think it's good. I think it's just good to get back to wearing gold again, to be honest.
Yes, very much so. I think the media guys have done brilliant. From the start of this pre-season to obviously now with Quinton. It's been fantastic. Gold feature. It's happy days. Living the dream.
Exactly.
Yes, Lucas, what do you got, mate? Got something? I'm sure it'll be something ridiculously weird. He's one of the coaches in the... Where are you coaching now? I think Bankstown or something like that. There'll be some weird shit like friggin' do you have your socks rolled above the knee or below the knee or something like that?
He came in before and made a comment about me wearing a long sleeve shirt. He's like, hashtag save the long sleeves.
I've got just a little cheeky one, mate. You got any pre-game rituals? Anything that sort of you do before games?
To be honest, I'm not really overly superstitious. If I do something one week and I end up having a decent game, then I probably will, do the same the next week. But then there's every chance that I might not have a good game, and then it's like, well, what's the point of that, But I do like to just chill out on game day and have a nice coffee, nice breakfast or whatever, and just relax, really.
Yep. Very good. And so there's been some weird ones over the past. I've just had some weird people.
Oh, yeah.
Weird people on. Who was it? It was ages ago, Ben, when we were doing
Who was it that wears double shin pads?
Oh,
somebody wears double shin pads. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head.
I can't remember who that was. I remember. I think it was. Who was it? Now I've gone blank.
I think it was Stevie that said he wore odd shin pads.
Stevie used to wear odd shin pads. Yeah,
He used to wear odd shin pads.
He stated that. Don't know, probably doesn't still do that. I can't remember who it was now. I think it was Nathan Burns. He was saying something or whatever it is that he used to play with a bloke or whatever it was who, one day obviously before the game, some bloke pulled his chair out from under him as a gag, and he fell on his ass, but he scored a hat trick, and he's been doing it ever since. He's been like he's been getting a bloke to just sort of yank the chair out of him. Just don't tell him when you're going to do it. Just whenever I go to sit down or whatever, just yank it out before the game. And I'm like, yeah, that's sort of weird shit, but fair enough. Boot of choice. Lucas has asked, do you have a boot of choice? Brand, boot, colour?
Yeah, I've been wearing the Nike Phantoms recently, recently. They've actually changed the model of them, which I don't like as much, but still going with them. I used to wear Mercurial Vapors a lot, but then I did my knee in them, and I was told that blade studs aren't actually good for your knees. So I've been trying to find more circular studs ever since then.
There you go. A little bit of knowledge for everyone out there who've got a pair of those in the cupboard. Get rid of them.
I'll stick with my classic Umbros, thanks.
The classic Umbros, mate. I wish my feet would get into a pair of bloody decent Nikes these days.
That's the other side of the coin. My feet are that small that I can, for some brands, I can still buy high-end kid sizes.
Mate, they're just so freaking small and contortion, and your foot's got to go halfway up and shit to get into Nikes these days. I need like just the basic Asics or something, big wide foot.
Yeah, but you got a wide foot though too.
Yeah, just the basic stuff. Luke, what do we got here? How have the overseas players fitted into the playing group? The ones that are out here anyway.
Yeah, really well. All the lads that have come in are really good, and like I said, we're building that culture where whoever comes in will be on the same wavelength and all going towards the same goal, and great bunch of lads as well. So everyone's fit in really nicely, and we've made them all feel welcome as well.
Yeah, well, we had the new goalkeeper jump on last week, Michael, and he was saying obviously the same thing. Like just the boys are getting into one another, like in and around one another. Obviously, there's a few people that can't go home, as you said. So that's pretty much all they've got. The boys are the family and stuff like that. And, someone like Michael who's never really been in an A-League experience, it's just what they want, the boys around them and to take the piss out of them, let's be honest. Hoffman's probably...
Yeah, 100%.
How's Hoffman?
Yeah, that's mostly what it is, just taking the piss out of each other. But the thing is, if you're getting the piss taken out of you, that means that they care about you, so
that's exactly
see better.
Exactly right. How
often is the goat mowing the grass?
Hey?
How often is the goat Hoffy mowing the grass?
Mowing the grass.
It's just
I'm not sure I'm around that.
Nah. just to run a joke between the goat and just mowing his paddock.
All right.
Yeah, no. But they're playing on Maitland now. He doesn't have to. They got a bloke for that.
Exactly.
He gets to sit back and relax and enjoy the remainder of his career.
I don't like, and again, I'm going to bring FIFA 22 up as a bad example here. They now rate Hoffy in the highest regard, and now that he's over 31, they have changed his hair colour in the game from black to grey. He has full grey hair.
Oh.
Well, it's realistic then.
Yeah. They want to make it look realistic. Actually, he was in that photo shoot with the shirt, and it looked black as. Like, did he dye?
Yeah, I reckon he's dying his hair.
Nah, he must have got the right lighting there, because I can tell you for sure he's a silver fox.
Oh yeah.
He's gone from the grey goat to the silver fox. How are the youngsters going, mate? How's Lucas and who else have we got in there that's bloody young?
Archie,
yeah. The boys, how they travelling, mate? They had a good back end of the last season. Got a bit of game time there at the end. How are they travelling?
They're doing well. They're good young players, and most importantly, they're good young lads as well. So they're fitting in really nicely to this style, and all the young lads that come and train with us and that they're all good players, good young players, and it's good to have the mixture now of a few older players and a few younger players all competing for spots as well, and it just
Yep.
adds to the competition and training, and also adds to the quality as well. So it's been good.
Yeah. If you guys have got any last ones before we let him go, we're going to really wrap it up now and let him chuff off. I'm sure he's got some FIFA or something like that. Which was, do you play a bit of FIFA? I know you game a little bit. There's probably no choice in that with your brother. So
Yeah, I do try to get into the FIFA a little bit. Although it does frustrate me more than normal football. End up like smashing a controller on my desk or whatever. But I do try to play. I do enjoy playing the PlayStation. I just wouldn't play against my brother now. Obviously, he'd smack me. So
I was about to say, you hold your own against your brother?
absolutely not. all of the times that I used to beat him when he was, younger, have counted just enough for the times that he beats me now. So
Yeah, they're worth double points now.
exactly.
Oh, mate.
I've got a really odd and random question for you. First club that you never picked to do a career mode with?
Ooh. Well, my dad is a Millwall supporter, so I always used to sort of go for them and try and get them up. And they've been very poor for a long time, so I try and get some good players in there and get them promoted, because I don't think it's going to happen in real life.
Not with Gary Rowan at the helm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. What was I going to say? I was literally going to say something. Oh, yeah, you talk about smashing controls and stuff. I'll give Benny a plug, mate. Go over and check out Corner Flag Games on YouTube or Twitch, corner_flag games on Twitch. Mate, you want to see some rage and some shit thrown? Ben's clips are the best. Loves it.
Oh, there's going to be more for FIFA 22 because the entire model has changed and it is ever so frustrating. I will break controllers this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Last one for me, mate, before we let you go, is a very simple one. What's it been like without Boogs?
Ooh.
Yeah, look, with he's such a big character and influential on any sort of group that he's in, I guess. So you do miss him. But obviously he's made the decision to retire, and he'll be able to go and spend a little bit more time with his family, and hopefully be a little bit less serious than he is sometimes. But no, it was good. Obviously, I was only there for a little while there with Nige, and it was good to just get a little bit of an insight on what he's like as a person and as a leader in a football squad. But it's obviously wish him all the best in his retirement. I think he's enjoying it. He's playing for Charlestown, someone or other.
Yeah,
so
mate,
we'll go out there and hopefully heckle him a bit, I reckon.
He's done the dirty on me, the bastard. I had him on after he retired, and was like, when you do go, you're not saying you're going to go straight away, but when you do, head off to Adamstown for me. We need all the help we can get, and then science for us quite filthy. So, safe to say though, mate. Safe to say that you won't have to go to Charlestown, mate. I'd say you'd be coming to training. I'd say the bride will be getting him out of there. Just go. Get down there. Take your water or whatever it is. Just sit in the deck chair out there and just watch them train. For God's sake, get the hell out of my
Yeah,
hair.
I know.
You've been at home for too long now.
I suppose he would have been in and around the time that he would have most likely been a player that you looked up to, being a young kid in Adelaide, and with Boobs back then playing for Adelaide.
Yeah, well, he was obviously there when they were doing very well, and it was good to see players like that. And it's funny how it sort of goes full circle. You're watching a guy in the from the stands, and then you're sharing a change room with him, whatever it is, 6-7 years later or whatever. So, it's good to see the person side of Nige rather than just what he is on the pitch. Which is he's quite serious on both on and off, to be honest. But no, he's a very good guy, and he's a funny guy as well, actually.
Yeah, he's a funny bloke. Friggin', I can't believe you see how he's shut Barisha right up. Barisha's like full and retired. He's gone into retirement mode almost now. Boogs is
he's gone to the Kosovoarian League.
Yeah, something like that. Boogs has let him out of his pocket. Boogs let him out of his pocket, and
he leaves the A-League.
Leaves the A-League. Just not on the bar.
That's
too easy, mate. Did you play with Reeks at Adelaide?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You poor bastard.
That was an experience.
Oh, you poor bastard.
No, he's a funny guy, Reeks. when he was in Adelaide, he kept telling us how he's a Dudley boy and this, that, and the other. And you know, if I ever go to Newcastle, I can't get into Dudley unless I've got a postcode or something. I don't know what he's talking about, but
That sounds
Such
like
a Reeves move. No, good mates with Reeves. He's a legend. Hopefully he'll come back soon. I was actually talking to him the other day before their clash over in Malaysia or whatever it was. And did you see?
Yeah.
I didn't show you that, Ben, did I? Friggin'
Nah.
Oh mate, he put this ball, like, he nearly fucked up, like nearly scored an own goal, and then like counters it by like pinging this ball like 60, 70 meters, and it hits old mate on the chest and then scores. And all you can see is Reg in the background just doing these like fist pumps and shit. It's my goal. It's my goal.
you wouldn't hear the end of that for sure.
He's just looking for the camera. He goes, "Oi, boys, up here. Don't worry about him. Up here." So, nah, man.
What was it effect when he shook hands with Mitch Austin?
Yeah, shook hands with Mitch Austin, yeah.
Mitch Austin, yeah.
Poor bastard. Poor bugger.
Never forget that. It gets better. It's like a fine wine.
That's what he says.
It gets better with age.
That's what Regan says. He goes, that's what my career will be like. Just go in, take him his CV, just send that photo.
Yeah, if there was a highlight to highlight Taylor Regan, that would literally be the one.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. Don't worry about it. I've done all this stuff, but this is the one you need to watch. You want to know?
If he ever wants to stop playing football and go into NRL, all he has to do is show him that clip.
Yeah, exactly. Or if he ever wants to go to
contract signed.
Or if he ever wants to go to jail, he can show someone that clip as well. for attempted murder.
Austin still struggles to friggin' sleep at night, I'm sure. Been getting that.
Oh yeah, no doubt he has nightmares about it.
It was actually honestly a disgrace of a challenge or bump or whatever it was. But anyway.
Why I hear it is he got there as quick as he could.
His words.
Anyway, mate, we're going to leave it there. We are going to wrap it up. We do thank you, mate, for jumping on and giving us a little bit of your time to talk a bit about the football and obviously about the Jets coming up. Hopefully a lot of things. Hopefully the season hurries up, the days go quicker, and we can get into some football. Hopefully the FFA Cup can happen at some point.
But we get to see a game first down here for once.
Nah, $20 they move it, guaranteed. Western
Yeah, I know they'll move it.
I'll move it to Canberra or some shit like that. And be like, stuff the Victorians. You just can wait. I suppose the biggest thing is you look at the first 5 rounds. They've been released. Central Coast first, Derby. Jets fans, Christ, pack the stadium for that. But the first 5 games are in New South Wales. So
they know they can't travel.
I suppose that's just being safe.
Well, I suppose the good thing is just no travel.
Yeah, it just means that the second half of the season there'll be a lot of travel.
Right. That's fine by us. Plenty of games there in Melbourne then.
Yeah, exactly. Nah.
Yeah, and they'll space them all out like a week from each other.
$20, yeah, 100%. 3 in a row. Just stay in Melbourne for 3 weeks. Yeah,
they did it last year.
Anyway, mate, we're going to leave it there. We do thank you, mate, for jumping on. Any last words to the fans, obviously, that we've got in here? I think there's about, what have we got now? 22 guys in here at the moment. So, any last words to the fans? And obviously, do you have a chant? Do you have a song? Is there something that the boys can get behind you? Like, did you have anything at Western Sydney or Western Sydney?
No, I'll have to leave it up to Newy Jets fans.
Right, here we go, freebie. Here we go.
Up with something. Yeah, give me anything you got. Give me your best. But obviously just good times ahead, positive times ahead, and just want to see everyone come out and support us because we'll need it, and hopefully we can all do something special together, and be good to pack out, McDonald Jones Stadium a few times if we can, especially that first round against Mariners. If with all things considered, if we can have the fans there, it'd be great to have all the fans there so they can watch us beat Mariners in the first round.
That's exactly it. Regardless of the numbers, guys, of whatever it may be, full stadium, half a stadium, quarter of a stadium, just get your tickets. Be part of that quarter if that's all that can get to the game.
That's all they've got.
Just make sure you're there. So
makes it all the more special and all the more intimate. Get
behind the boys. It's going to be a ripper season, and mate, we do thank you, and see how things are going throughout the year, mate. Hopefully, try and get you back on and see how things are travelling.
Yep, 100%. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Done, mate. Enjoy the rest of your night, mate.
All right, cheers, lads.
See you, mate.
See you, mate. Well, there we have it. Thank you to Jordan O'Doherty for jumping on, giving us a little bit of his time to talk about the A-League, the Jets in general, and obviously, yeah, his career somewhat to date with obviously his time at Western Sydney. I found it funny that obviously I gave him shit beforehand, because you see it in Wikipedia or whatever it was, where when he signed for Western Sydney, he claimed that obviously one of the reasons he went to Western Sydney was because of the fan base. Let's be honest, it's no secret. They're fucking great.
No secret that the RBB back in its day were huge.
They did big things and they were good, and what the Jets used to be, and that's what we wanted to get back to. That's all I want is to see whoever the fuck it is, whether it's the Squadron, the fucking Terrace Nova Castra, or whatever the fuck we call ourselves these days and shit like that. Just need to get onto it, get in the bays, support it, get you working with children's checks or whatever you need, and friggin' sort it out if you want to be a daycare parent.
Oh, okay, that's where you were going with that joke. Okay.
Yeah. But it's good, like as I said.
I got mine.
Yeah, cheers, Elliot. But yeah, other than that, we'll hang around for a little bit. We're going to talk about the week that was obviously in the Premier League. How'd you all go? If you're in the footy tips and the Crossbar Capers tips, it's a pretty sad story. I was flying high there on the weekend.
I think it's the first week I've got more tips than you.
Literally, I was flying high on the weekend. I was tipping everything. I think I'm part of 4 competitions or whatever it is in the tips, and I was sitting first in all of them. I was ranked 17th in the whole of the ESPN tips or whatever it was. Fantastic. Only dropped 536 places this week. So yeah, good effort. No comment, Luke.
I'm still 8th.
Still 8th.
I've been 8th for like 3 weeks. In our one.
I think I'm...
But again, I premised at the start of the season. Don't expect anything from me.
Yes, Matt, you do keep on forgetting to tip. Did we lose a lock?
You know what? He probably still got more tips than all of us.
Did we lose a lock in March? I couldn't see him in the tips. I swear he was there. And now
He may have backed out.
What a pussy. What a pussy. Mate, get onto him. Give him shit. Seriously. What was I going to say?
The highest this week was 4.
4, yeah. I think Luke was on 4.
Levy got 4.
Levy got 4.
Methodical, JFK.
Yeah.
Indecisive Goblin.
There's a few in there at least.
There's extras that have come in.
Yeah, there was a few extras in there, I think I was saying.
So...
Well, what got 2? On your newbie, so did
Manny got 4.
Oh, Manny got 4. Look out.
Sophie Master got 2.
Yeah, it was a pretty trash
Kale
round.
got 2.
Pretty trash round, to be honest. United, I'm not even going to get into it, like, overly ridiculous, but, United getting beat was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Can we just stop, right, and just applaud the little number that the Villa keeper freaking gave the United fans after he done nothing, literally nothing to save that penalty, as it went sky high. But the little number, but then the cheeky shit, before he even took the penalty, wound him up by saying, friggin', don't you think you should be taking this, Cristiano? Like, literally right in front of him, he goes, aren't you taking this? And then he friggin' skies the thing. It was a little cheeky number. It was fantastic. Great little jig. How many times has Birmingham beat United? Ben? It was like the one thing I thought of. As soon as the whistle went, it was like the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, I wonder if Birmingham's beaten United. I didn't check it, but I was like, I'd be intrigued to find out. It's good that Man U lost. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm happy. I'm not happy, but the fact that Brentford absolutely took it to us was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. We should have won, but I'm happy for them. Very, very, very happy for them. So, but yeah, City over Chelsea, Villa over United. Pardon me. Leicester, Burnley draw. Everton over Norwich. Leeds got done by West Ham. Watford had a draw with Newcastle. Brentford and Liverpool had a draw. Southampton and Wolves. Wolves got up there 1-0. Arsenal have arrived, shown up, decided to play some football.
You want to know the answer to the question that you posed before?
Yeah, what is it?
The last time that Birmingham City beat Manchester United, we beat them 5-1, and that was on the 11th of November, 1978.
1978. It's pretty good. Well before friggin' United.
In premising that, all the games that have happened since that win that Birmingham had,
Yeah.
there have been more draws than what there have been losses.
Ooh, look at that. Must have been all in the 80s.
No, most of them in the Premier League era.
It's all right. Far out. Still one game to go. Exactly. What do we got? Comp average is 3. It's fantastic. Goal Fest. Also, Bruno takes pens like a Fruit Loop. He finally used normal techniques, guys. Classic. Absolute classic.
Everyone has their own ritual around penalties.
Yes, exactly.
You know what my ritual was?
Pass it to someone. Give it to someone else.
No, never take them yourself.
Yeah. Give it. Literally, what I just
Because
said.
we all know I'm fucking... Well, you know I'm damn well fucking terrible at them.
Literally.
Unless it's indoor.
Literally what I said. Give it to someone else.
Yeah, I can do them at indoor, not outdoor.
So what do we got? Yeah, Crystal Palace and Brighton tomorrow morning to round it out. I think I tipped Brighton, so for Christ's sake, give me that one.
I think I tipped Brighton for that too.
What do we got friggin' in the week coming up? Manchester United versus Everton, Chelsea versus Southampton, Wolves versus Newcastle, Burnley Norwich, Leeds Watford, Brighton Arsenal, Tottenham Villa, West Ham Brentford, Crystal Palace Leicester, Liverpool City. Here we go. To round out the round at 2:30 in the morning. Seriously, I'm freaking sick of getting jacked with this 2:30 shit. Bloody hell, give it to bloody Chelsea or Arsenal.
It's about to get worse next week's daylight savings.
Ridiculous. No, that'd be perfect. It'd be like 3:30 or something. Like it's
Much worse.
It's closer. No, it's fine because it's closer. That 2:30 is just shit because it finishes at like 4. So it's like, do you have 2 hours nap beforehand and then 2 hours nap after it, or do you have? You know what I mean? Like, it's just in that real shit time.
Elliot, career highlight. One of my 3 goals was a pen against a 5-foot keeper who couldn't touch the crossbar. You wouldn't be referring to Dale, would you?
No,
My career highlight is scoring. It was a game of indoor, and I scored 3 goals in the first half, and all 3 of them were on my left foot.
Oh,
You were there for that game.
I was.
You set up 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Because in that entire season at indoor, I scored more on my opposite foot in one season than what I did on my normal foot throughout fucking 15 odd years of playing outdoor.
Very true. Very true. But yeah. But anyway, guys, we are going to slowly wrap it up. We're going to have a quick bit of a short one this one. Because obviously I've got a fair bit of stuff on myself. But I have
the week off next week.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I told you? Works order bank.
Yeah,
We smashed it because of COVID.
Shutting down. Lucky you.
So they're forcing us on annual leave.
There you go.
Left foot, what's that? I was like that until that season.
Left foot.
Josh will tell you.
Yeah.
My left foot never did anything.
My left foot's not too bad. About 1 in 3.
Yeah, but me being me as well, you knowing my style, my left foot didn't fucking exist. It was used to run on. Yeah. That was it.
Very true. Very, very true. Last 2 weeks I got 6.
This was my only asset.
Bloke who didn't enter at all got 9. What the fuck?
Because I think it picks the away teams if you don't do.
Yeah, something like that.
You must have got lucky.
Reports that Stephen Taylor had announced his retirement from football. Very interesting.
I thought he'd sign another deal with... Didn't he just not long...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
A deal at the start of the season?
Yep. Because he was in Sydney.
With Wellington?
Yep.
Because he came back for 6 months on a short-term contract, but then was one of the first to re-sign for this season for them.
Yeah, no, he definitely re-signed, 100%.
If he's looking at retiring or announcing his retirement before this season starts, he's got an injury crisis.
Yeah, I'd say he's picked something up pretty serious.
That's the only way.
Yeah, 100%.
Lefties do it better. We are a real rare species.
Absolutely,
yeah, I'm not a lefty. I'm a righty.
Absolutely. Left-handed, both-footed.
No,
yeah,
right-footed.
as I was going
Right-handed.
to say, interesting, important news. Important news. I will let you guys in on it. We will probably announce it pretty shortly anyway on the Facebook page and so forth. We have a special guest. I have triple, quadruple checked with this said guest to 100% try and confirm it. So
Let's also premise this by saying that he's not surprising me on stream for once. I actually know about it beforehand.
yeah, he knows about this one. So I don't have a drum roll. Spewing. But we've been trying to get him on for ages. Jets, in my books, he goes down as one of the Jets. I wouldn't say one of the Jets' best or legend, but
Legend of his time period.
yeah, he's yeah.
Legend of his time period here.
A lot of the people hate him. A lot of the people love him. It's one of those ones where it's a love-hate relationship. For me, I've been wanting to have a chat with him for ages. He's just an absolute legend of a bloke. We will be joined on the 7th, which is a Thursday. Again, we have not decided whether we will do it live or we will record it. But we'll work that out closer into the week. But we have been lucky enough to secure Roy O'Donovan to jump on the podcast with us to have a chat about his career, which isn't over. Which isn't over. So yeah, don't count your chickens just yet. You could see him in the A-League. I know he was out at Adelaide trialling there for the last 3 weeks. So he still wants to play. He's still keen. He's still got the fire and energy to obviously, continue on and play maybe 1 or 2 seasons left.
And in my opinion, the skill.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so as well. Can we get some
karate kicks in the chat? We don't have that emote on Twitch yet.
Yeah. But yeah, so we will be joined by Roy Donovan. It is scheduled to be recorded, regardless whether it's live or, as I said, pre-recorded on the 7th. I think we'll leave that up to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those ones where if we've got a shitload of people in here, let's do it. We want you guys to get your questions in. Whether you give them to us prior or obviously on the night is fine. But obviously, that's the biggest thing. We want you guys to get involved. We want you guys to obviously have your get any questions you want answered, whether it be from his time here, his time in England, or around the world, wherever else he's been. Who's
doing the translating? Nobody. I can understand him.
Easier than Laurie. So shit, I'll take that.
I can understand both him and Laurie. Yeah, Josh is the one with the issue trying to understand him.
No, I'm more than fucking capable. Mate, easy. I'm fucking
well versed in the Irish.
I'm fucking fine with that. Don't worry about that.
I can give you a hint. If you ever want to try and understand an Irishman, have 3 pints of Guinness before you speak to them. Then you will understand them fluently.
But that's it. That's our news anyway. Friggin' for us, it's pretty big. He's no international superstar. But for me, Roy O'Donovan is probably one of the best players to come out of the A-League. You talk about underrated players and so forth who didn't really get a lot of love and stuff like that from the fans, whether it be at the Jets or obviously with his time at the Coast and so forth. He's up there with that. For me, technically gifted, as we said, 1 in 2, quality bloke. So we'll have him on in a week or 2. So thank you to obviously Roy for jumping on and giving up a bit of his time. Other than that, we're going to leave it there. We will catch you guys next week. Obviously, we're going to do it this week, but I will get on to Ben now, and we will do kits next week. Yeah?
Yes.
We'll go through the kits. We'll have a look at them. We'll get your thoughts on whatever ones we can get our hands on, whether they be home.
Hopefully, we will have announced officially our away kit by then.
That'd be nice. So yeah, again, we'll try and get some some photos of the kits in decent quality. If we can't, they won't be shown, obviously. We don't want you guys straining your eyes, especially if you haven't.
I have a week to work something up.
Yeah, as I said, we're not expecting anything drastic, mate. Just a couple of photos, whack them on the bloody stream deck, and away we go.
Yeah, I'll build that on my end.
Yeah. So we'll do kits next week. We'll talk about them and get your thoughts on everyone's kits, home and away and whatever. The good, the bad, the ugly is what I like to call it. Or the lazy. The lazy for Melbourne Victory.
Lazy's definitely victory.
Melbourne Victory freaking. Like, I get what they was trying to do, you know, just keep it plain and simple for their first kit and stuff like that as they change manufacturer, but still.
Oh, yeah, understand. And then the jokes came out straight away.
Yeah.
They've brought back the fluoro on their kit so that when their players go missing in games, they can be easily found.
Yeah. Yeah, that very. You read my mind, Lucas. If you haven't done so already, be sure to jump on to the website. You go get your kits. They are out. They are available for pre-order.
They are.
They will be out to you guys end of October. Now that the season's been pulled back, you should have them before round 1 coast game. So happy days. So be sure jump on, get your kits. If you're like me and like grabbing a bargain and so forth with your kits and wait until the season's over, 70% off last year's kits. Jump onto that from jumpers and so forth. Be sure to do that. Great Moisty Delight, absolutely. Other than that, guys, we're going to leave it there. Wrap it up. Take it easy. We thank you guys for jumping on. We thank Jordan for jumping on as well, and obviously Quinton at the Jets Media Department for allowing us to have him on the podcast for a half hour or so. It is muchly appreciated. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll slowly start to talk a bit more Jets and so forth as things start to happen, and A-League in general. I was going to talk about, obviously, the Western United scenario with South Melbourne and so forth, but I'm waiting to see if I can get a little bit more information on that from an inside source. Into what's going on with that exactly, as it looks like there is now a absolute dogfight. In regards to, obviously, South Melbourne not wanting to give up their...
Considering Knights have also waded into the fray now too, late last week.
Their stadium, realistically, if you want to get technical, they really have no leg to stand on because it's not their stadium to friggin' dish out. Yes, they have a lease on it. Yes, they have a decade-long lease on it, so it's not a 12-month lease that they sign; it's decades. Right?
No, they sign a 10-year lease.
They have to sign a minimum 5-year lease at the minimum, but the last 40 years they've signed decade-long leases. So, whatever.
The only one thing that I'll add into this conversation right now is that South Melbourne tend to not have a problem when the W League games are played there.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say.
Yeah, look,
that's all I'll say.
Yeah, we'll get on. We'll talk a bit more about that next week. But yeah, other than that, guys, take it easy. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your football wherever you may be watching it. Well done to Adelaide. Only took friggin' an hour and a half to friggin' beat bloody average Joe friggin' side, but you know, good on
Florida Athena.
As far as I'm concerned, if it's a draw at 90 minutes, the A-League side should get knocked out. They shouldn't have to shouldn't have to play an extra 30 minutes. So that's good enough for me, as far as I'm concerned. If an A-League side can't beat an NPL or lower side in 90 minutes, see you later. Good luck to you. Have fun next year. But anyway, good luck to them. But yeah, other than that, we'll talk a lot more football next week, as I believe we'll probably go solo next week, no guest. Give it a bit more, wait a couple of weeks with the Jets scenario. Otherwise, we'll be just sort of sitting here talking the same sort of shit of what Paps has been up to and what the boys have sort of been doing.
Yeah,
we should have the all internationals in, other than the new midfield bloke and possibly A-League striker. That should be pretty much the only 2 blokes we have left to fill. The rest of them should be coming into the country relatively quickly. But yeah, other than that, guys, as always, it's the same as every week.
We hate Coast Scum.
We hate Coast Scum. As always, the bunch of flogs. Good luck to them this year in riding the pine. It's going to be fantastic. As long as they stay below us, we'll be happy days. But yeah, other than that, we'll talk football next week. We'll talk Paramount Plus as well with this whole new fucking 2 games at the same time bullshit, which infuriated me the other day. But
which you can do picture in picture.
Fucking, that's stupid. That's bullshit. I want to watch the game live. But anyway, we'll talk about it next week. Take it easy, guys. We will speak to you then. If you've downloaded FIFA 22 on PC, hit us up. We'll take it easy. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.